We are finally here.
Finally!
Yes, finally! Let's get this started. So when the Switch 2 was announced and it ended with that April 2nd, 2025 release date, I was disappointed. I was thinking, man, this is going to be a long wait. But we're already here. We're only a couple days away and the anticipation is growing with each passing day. Now, with these, what to expect, what not to expect, I created more of it like that because I wanted to set a realistic expectation. But during console launches, during first events where consoles are revealed, that kind of goes out the window. My expectations are almost through the roof because I am so excited and I can't wait for a new console. It's always fun and exciting when a new console comes out, whether it's from Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft, or somebody else. So here's my what to expect, what not to expect, and my bold prediction. So let's start with what to expect. Grand Theft Auto 6. No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Get that out of here. I'm kidding. I'm not saying that unrealistic of an expectation. Okay, seriously. What to expect? They're going to give a price and a launch date. I think this would launch sometime in June. So normally Nintendo launches on Friday. The Fridays in June are 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. There are 4 Fridays in June. I'm thinking maybe the 13th or the 20th. To me, sounds the most realistic. But it really could be any one of those days. I could see it being any one of those days, and I really think it's going to launch at a $400 price tag. You know, there are a good amount of people who play the Switch One, handheld only. I think there's a possibility that there might be two SKUs, one with a dock and one without a dock, and it could be like 400 no dock, 450 with the dock. Um, but we'll see. That's just my speculation on what could be possible there. I think they're going to talk about the backwards compatibility enhancements. Now, here's the deal, and a lot of people aren't going to like this. Don't expect it to be free. At least the Nintendo ones. Maybe the other ones, they can release a patch for it to be free. But I really don't think the Nintendo ones are going to be free. I think they're going to go the PlayStation route and charge $10 for that enhancement. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's free, but that's just what I'm kind of expecting right now. I think there's going to be a new eShop. Let's be honest. The eShop is not the current eShop is not good. They need to have an updated one, a faster one, a more easier way to find the content that you want to find, easier way to find new content that you like. Maybe they could, in a way, use AI technology to enhance the searchabilities and the game recommendations for yourself, or something like that, just to improve the entire thing overall. Um, expect some third-party games as well. There'll probably be a sizzle reel, maybe some showing off like how powerful the system is. Um, some games that I think could be on there is like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Monster Hunter Wilds, Halo Master Chief Edition, Red Dead Redemption 2, just to name a few. There'll probably be more. That's just my current expectations. Another one is Mario Kart 9. They're going to show Mario Kart 9, and I think that's going to be the launch game. I don't think they're going to call it Mario Kart 9. I think they're going to call it Mario Kart something else. But and here's one of my predictions for that game. I think it'll be more open based, just from judging the trailer and seeing the draw distance and the way it just pans out. I'm just thinking maybe that's teasing that you can go everywhere, or not everywhere, but almost everywhere. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe it could be like Diddy Kong Racing. Um, and they're going to be showing off the mouse capability with the game, maybe multiple games. Games like Civilization 7, maybe Planet Coaster, or Planet Coaster 2, that one just came out. Maybe Enjoy, that new game. Or maybe even they're going to bring back Mario Paint. It'll actually be pretty cool. Although I don't think this will happen. I don't think there's going to be a pack-in game. But if they do, if they surprise me, it'll be pretty cool for them to have like a Mario Paint packing game that really shows off um, the capabilities of this mouse controller. And they're also going to be showing off their C button. I expect them to show off the C button. Now there are rumors that the C button is going to have multiple functionalities. One of which says it's some kind of like social media thing. And another one, which is something that I would love, is it has some kind of like cast button. And there is another rumor that says that cast button, and this might seem a little weird, it's going to have you be able to use your Switch as that second screen. So your Switch 2 will be docked, you press that cast button, and then you can connect to your original Switch. Honestly, that sounds a bit complicated to me. It's an interesting idea, and maybe that'll be an option that you could use if you want to use that. Maybe you want to use your OLED screen for that. But I think that it'll be a way for you to cast your games to your dock. So therefore, you can use your Switch 2 as a second screen, or you could just use your Switch 2 as a controller. Or something like that. That's just kind of like what I'm kind of thinking. To me, that sounds more realistic and a better option to do. There has been rumors that you can use your phone, that you're going to be able to connect your phone and use that as a second screen too. So maybe all three options. They're going to give you whatever options you want to use. They're also probably going to show up the Pro controller, which I also expect that as well. Another one, I know they just showed up a few days ago, but I think they could show Metroid Prime 4 and maybe give the differences between the two. The enhancements, and maybe that's a launch game. I expect them to talk about a few launch titles because they're also going to be talking about they're also going to talk about the launch date. And I do expect after the Direct, we're going to get like a bunch of companies say, this game's on launch, this game's on launch, this game's a launch title. Now let's go into the do not expect specs. Nintendo has never been the one to talk about specs. They're going to release specs later on in their Switch 2 page, but they never talk about specs on a Direct. Instead, they're going to have the game show off the specs. And I think that's a good idea. Sometimes like specs could complicate people. Really the only specs that they're going to talk about is the screen. They're going to say it's like an 8-inch screen, LCD. Do not expect OLED. Do not expect OLED. But LCD screens can still look very nice. So, and do not expect every game to come out at launch. Do not expect every third-party game that they talk about to come out at launch. Do not expect every first-party game that they're going to talk about to come out at launch. They're going to talk about a few games that will come out later on after the launch, and maybe even give some tease of a few ones during fall. Now this might disappoint a lot of people, but I really do not expect a large internal solid state drive. I think the maximum it's going to be is like maybe 250, maybe even 500. I'm leaning towards 250 just to get that price down, because that micro SD card slot that they have in there, micro SD cards are starting to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and they come to the point where I think they assume that everybody has a micro SD card. So that's why I think they're not going to have too big of a storage, and it is what it is. Also, do not expect too much PS5 or Xbox Series X ports. Not saying that it's impossible. Not saying that some cannot come over, but do not expect it. Like, don't expect Black Myth Wukong. Maybe don't even expect Indiana Jones. I think any PS4 and Xbox One game is possible, but when it becomes like a PS5 and Xbox One Series X exclusive, that's when I'm not sure about that. Okay, now let's go into my bold predictions. I think they're going to talk about Nintendo Switch Online. They're going to talk about the future of it. GameCube, DS, 3DS games are coming to the Nintendo Switch Online. But it's not going to come out at launch. They're not even going to say a release date. They're just saying it's going to come out in the future. I know that would be disappointing, but I don't think that they can give everything at launch. So they may, even if it's ready, they might just hold that back just a few months, just to have the launch games sell, and then launch this. I think it's time. Hollow Knight Silksong. Nope, this is not a joke. I think they're going to show it. That's my bold prediction. I think that they're going to show Hollow Knight Silksong exclusive on the Switch 2. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I think they're going to. I won't surprise me if they show Hollow Knight Silksong, and maybe for some people, this is kind of like the last hope that Hollow Knight Silksong is shown off in some capacity, and hopefully a 2025 release date. But we shall see. Nintendo always ends with one more thing. And they could end with a Mario or Zelda title. I think that's possible. Obviously, you could always expect it to end there. But I think there's a possibility that they could also end with Star Fox. It's long overdue for a Star Fox game. He is a great mascot as well. Maybe not as iconic as Link or Mario, but Fox McCloud is a great mascot as well. So I think Star Fox could be that one last thing. But Nintendo is really unpredictable, so it could be anything. It could be Mario, it could be Zelda, it could be F-Zero or Wave Race, it could be Splatoon. But I'm just putting my bet on Star Fox right now. But we shall see. Whatever that one last thing is, I know it's going to be awesome. But yeah, that's my video. I am really excited. I cannot wait for the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. What are your thoughts on this? What are you expecting? What are you not expecting? Is this unrealistic? Leave your comments in the comments section below. Everything that they're showing off will not be a launch date title. They will come out throughout, like how they always do. They'll show off a few launch titles, and then they will kind of spread out everything else throughout the rest of 2025 and maybe even 2026. But I'm excited for it. Just a couple more days, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.